How adaptable or insulated is the agriculture sector? I'm Andy Hultgren, a postdoctoral scholar at the University of Chicago Department of Economics and lead author on the Climate Impact Lab's research on the impacts of climate change to the agriculture sector. Two key factors control the impact of climate change on future global food supply. One is weather and the extent to which different weather patterns affect crop yields and how these weather patterns change under climate change. The other is the extent to which producers are able to adapt, especially producers in poorer regions of the world who are currently resource constrained, but maybe less so as their economies develop. We collect data from 55 different countries. This allows us to look at how crop yields change in different contexts in the globe and how the response to weather changes in different contexts in the globe, and infer the behavioral adaptations that are occurring that mediate these changes. We find that accounting for farmer adaptation is important. It reduces the impacts of climate change on crop yields by about 50% under a high emissions scenario at end of century. However, the impacts to future crop yields persist even after we account for climate change adaptation. For 5 of the 6 crops we study, impacts of climate change on global average crop yields range from 25 to 35% losses on average across the globe. Breadbaskets of the world currently have weather that's favorable to crop cultivation and are hardest hit by climate change because they face the most costly adaptation as the weather warms, especially under a high emissions scenario. For example, the Corn Belt of the United States is one of the hardest hit regions of the world, with yield losses in excess of 40% under a high emissions scenario, which raises the question of future viability of farming in this part of the world. The global poor, especially the poorest, are also hard hit by climate change. Regions of sub-Saharan Africa and South America currently rely on cassava as a staple crop and a crop that's resistant to drought. However, future warming and limited options for future adaptation leave these regions exposed to climate effects, with yield losses on the order of 25% for these poorest parts of the world. To learn more about the social cost of carbon and how we estimate climate change's impact on agriculture, visit our website at impactlab.org.